we go. All right,
I
we're
heard it.
back. Do you have a thing to share? Or
Oh
you
yeah.
should
Oh,
I
you're
pull it
gonna
up?
love this. You want to talk about new things?
You got new things.
I wasn't prepared to actually share it.
So curious with
I
this.
spent a ton of time on this.
What
So
is it?
here, instead of
Whoa, Rocco,
yeah,
great work.
right? Instead
Nice.
of opening Spotify,
You could see the last two songs I've
just
listened
be
to.
like, yeah. I thought, why don't we make this
Oh,
a
that's
little
real
bit nice?
nice.
What I
I
want
did
it for.
actually, I spent some time working on a logo for us, so I should share that at some point. I forgot to share that with you.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we'll do
It
that
was
later.
good. All right, so
So
we're
yeah.
listening to this pile of garbage. I'm
Let
just
me
kidding.
get this out of my screen. I'm so upset that you started this way.
No, I don't mean to start this way.
So we're talking about Dripping by a band called Pile, which if you if this is actually the fifth episode you're listening to, you may have recognized the names of all the other bands before this one. And this is the first one that's like, what
Yeah,
is
they are
this?
pretty not pop. Like, I forget what their number of listeners was on Spotify. It was in the hundreds of thousands, I think, monthly
I think
listeners.
that's true. You
I will
can
say, I was shocked. Their highest song, which is on their highest played song, according to Spotify,
she's
is
here.
one of these. I think it's Prom Song, and is
Oh yeah, okay.
1.2 million.
Heck yeah, we're in the
So not
millions.
much. Like that's pretty. Like honestly, like
Yeah,
in the music we listen, 1.2 million is low for a top played song. So
it is. However, I don't think it's nothing.
no, no, it's not.
I've been to a couple shows for these guys, and there are real people that listen to this music. I swear. It's I didn't just make you like deal with a month
No, I know
of
that.
like experimental weirdness.
No, they're real.
Um,
They have a little
yeah,
Spotify bio and everything.
it's good stuff. So, but anyway, a lot of this might need a little bit of a little extra
Yeah, I see what you mean there.
foregrounding, I
Yeah, yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah.
So I think I will start because that's the rule, right? Is I start with like
I think
we
so.
do
I
this
was
every
actually
time.
just realizing I forget. I think that is the case. I think you
Okay,
start with that.
so band's called Pile. I'm going to start with the band. I think I first heard this band. Um, I want to say I'm going to stop sharing screen just for like, a little bit of time here. I think I first heard them in maybe 2013-ish. I should say that the album that we're talking about today, Dripping, came out in 2012.
Hmm.
So I heard them really close around the time that this album came out. And when I say that, I heard one song from this album when around the time that it came out. So I was at the time in,
This is
I
college, right?
guess,
Were you a sophomore?
as I say, my sophomore and junior year of college
Okay.
around then.
Who introduced you to them?
Um, my algorithm did. So this is the thing, is they just like popped up on I spent a lot of time on Indie Heads Reddit. I don't know if you're familiar with this at the time. And I think they popped up. This might be a fabricated memory, but I think they
Yeah.
popped up there. YouTube showed me like a live performance that they had. So a
Oh,
couple
okay.
things came together that year. It was like, hey, we think you're gonna like this album, basically. And I liked one song on it, which we will obviously get
Well,
into.
so okay. I actually wrote down one song
Um,
that I was like, "This is Rocco's song." Like I put it at one of them. So I hope I get it right.
do you want to guess right now?
No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna see if it
They're,
comes up.
to be clear, they're all my song, but I
Ugh.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So there was a standout. I listened to that over and over and over and over and over and over again. It was a great run song, and I was doing a lot. I was like just getting into
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
kind of being like I could run like 2 miles now and like actually get out there. Um, it was just like really great for that. But I basically didn't listen to any other parts of this album
Oh,
when it
okay.
came out.
Okay.
Fast forward 2017-ish, I have moved at this point, graduated college, landed in North Carolina. Um, they came across my algorithm again. New album released that year in 2017. So they're back in my feeds. I didn't listen to any of it. I was like, so this just tells you like how not bought in I was to this band at this time.
Wait, okay, but you heard this one song? Did you listen to the album?
I honestly I don't I have no memory of
Okay.
like
Yeah.
listening to the new you mean
In
Dripping or
2012. Yeah, like the 20 dripping, yeah.
I did a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so
I
you did
poured
try to
through.
listen to more.
I
Okay.
did. And I actually when we get into the tracks, I'll tell you the one that I was like, this isn't for me. Because it happened. But so, 5, 6 years passed and then new album comes out. I literally didn't even listen to it. I was like, I know this band, I know this one song, I like it. I
That's
don't know, I
enough
was
for me.
busy. I just didn't get into it.
I
Yeah.
was busy. So,
So I was in the middle of moving. I was like, I don't know. It's the honestly the album art of that one looked a little weird, and I was like, I'm just not even gonna.
okay.
Uh, so stupid, but that's where I was. 2019, Feed Again. It's back in the feed again. They released another album. That album's called Green and Gray, and there's a song from that album called Firewood that I loved, and it was on all my like end of the year album
Yeah.
lists that I made, and I played the hell out of that song, and it's still one of my favorite Pile songs. So if you love Dripping, and you were like, I want to listen to more Pile,
Go
Firewood
firewood.
is
Okay.
where you start. Fast forward another, that was it. Again, didn't even pay attention to the album. I was like, I
Rocco,
just like this one
why
song.
are we listening to this damn album? If you're just like, this is almost a decade now. Like, skipped it, skipped it.
I skipped it. 2022, 10 years after I heard him for the first time. I'm driving home from DC. I just went to visit. It's funny because I heard these guys in college for the first time, and I was driving home after meeting my college friends in DC. So Chinello, Tim, and friends and I all met up there. And I'm literally like 2 hours from being home and just like listening to tons of music. And I don't even know how it got like on Spotify. But again, I think the universe just like presented me with another Pile album. This time it was their first album. So not a new release.
And it's not
And
even dripping yet. It's
it's
just,
not even dripping. And I listened to the whole thing and I was like, this is my favorite thing in the world. Like I loved it immediately.
wow.
And I played that album probably 40 times that month. Like I was like, I can't believe it took me this long. So the real moment that I had was like, I've known about these guys for 10 years,
Yeah, that's fascinating.
and I can't believe it took me this long to just be like, let's try. You know what I mean? Like, let's really figure out the one
Hmm.
that will click with me. I think there are some good reasons for that. Part of it is like the type of music this is. We can talk about it now, is pretty hard rock.
Yeah, what is the
Um,
what I was trying to describe to people in my head, like the words basement rock came into my head. I might have
yeah,
made that up. Is that a real thing? Okay.
I love that. I think it's a great way to describe it. Yeah, it's four guys, you know, guitar, bass, drum. I guess there's a keyboard or something, um, and just like pretty loud, right? Like,
Pretty loud.
yeah. And I don't think I was like super into that kind of music other than like when I really wanted to get in a groove on a run, like when I was 20.
Okay.
And I think it just kept missing me, missing me, missing me. And it's something around the last, 4 or 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years. Like we were just talking about this before we started. Like when your life starts to get a little boring, I don't even boring isn't even the right word. It's just like
Monotonous and
yeah, you're just like, oh, the rhythm, the routine, it's settled,
yeah,
right?
that
Like
settles the word. Yeah, I like that.
the music that I started to look for was a lot different. And I was like, oh, I really want like something that has like some rawness to it. And this is like the perfect timing, right? Like
Raw is a good word.
really raw, yeah.
It's some
Uh,
raw shit.
so
Huh.
anyway, this is like how I found Pile and started to love them and decided like they are my favorite band. I think that that's true about them right now. I still feel that way, 4 years later, 2026, from that road trip. And I have at this point heard every single song that they have released probably at least a dozen times. Um, yeah.
And how many albums are we talking? Because like you, that's a few albums.
Yeah.
They've
So
been
Dripping
around for
is,
a minute.
they've been around since '09. So I think they have, without doing any Googling, let's see if I can think through it. If we're counting the demo tape, and we should, um, 9, 10, 10 because
That's a
one
good
released
amount. Like
last
that's a
year.
lot of music. Because honestly,
Yeah.
it's interesting. Like I feel that's a lot. Like even for any artist, that's a lot of
It
albums.
is a lot. Yeah.
That's
That's
wild.
the
I
same
don't.
number as Radiohead, and Radiohead's been playing. They're all 55.
Yeah. And is Pile still going? Like you saw them
Oh
kind
yeah,
of recently-ish, right?
yeah. I saw them. The last time I saw them was last year in
Okay.
October. I think the members of the band are a little older than we are. I would guess they're like
Oh, they're not that much older.
later 30s.
Wow.
But no, they're
Oh,
not much
okay.
older. Mm-mm.
So they started at '09 when they're like in high school.
Um, is that
Or
what
no,
you
sorry,
said?
because you're right. They're a little older than us. So like they had maybe college, like they had just graduated
Yeah,
or something, or
yeah.
if
They
they had
were,
gone, who knows? But like that
yeah,
age. Wow. Okay.
20s. Yeah. Um, yeah. I've seen him 3 times. I'm gonna try to see him 10 more times. Uh, there's really no misses for me. Like that's why it's become a
That's
favorite is
wild.
because it's rare for me where I'm like this
Yeah.
band doesn't have anything that I'm not like at least cool. Like I'm not like I can put it on and like
Wow.
vibe. There are a few where I'm like this is my favorite,
Yeah.
but anyway, as you could probably imagine, this album
Fascinating.
is not a lukewarm one for me. Um, what I realized from this exercise is that this is the one that has the most consistent play, like all the way run through, and the most songs that I can identify that are like these are classic Pile songs that
Hmm.
I never get tired of. Like it has the most number of those. So that's
Wow.
why I chose this one in particular, even though it's not like in my history with the band, it
Right.
isn't like one
No,
of
that's
them
fair.
that really
That makes
came
sense.
out, right?
Right.
Um, and I think it's like their third released album. So it's like, nothing special about the chronology of this either.
Do you know when my question, I just lost it. Oh, when was the first time you would in the 2022 era probably had first re-listened to this?
That's a good question. Um,
Like after that first album, did you then do a deep dive of the rest of them?
yeah, I think I might have done it somewhat chronologically.
Yeah.
Because I listened, the album that got my attention in
Yeah.
2022 was the first
Okay.
album.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, maybe I should just keep going. I think I must have done it somewhat chronologically. Although I'm sure, actually, now that I think about it, I'm sure that I listened to the album that Firewood was on.
Because you would know that
Like,
makes sense. Like you know that song. You're like, okay, well this I must like some others of that. That makes a lot
yeah.
of sense.
So I
Okay.
did jump a little
Sure.
bit, but
Okay.
then kind of went back to chronological. Um, and yeah, I don't know. The thing that I will say about this band and this album, because I think it's true of both, is that I think there are like two characteristics that you see a lot here on Dripping that are what I really love about the music
Hmm.
itself. And one is just honestly the way that like the percussion is done. Like the drummer on this, you're a former drummer. I'm sure you can hear it. Is really distinct. And
Hmm.
like you can tell when you hear this guy drum, you can tell it's him. Like that, I
Hmm.
really feel that way. And like these songs are propelled by his drumming. Like truly, that is like the heart of it. And the other thing is just the vocal performances. We talk a lot about how I'm not a vocals person necessarily. I'm not a
Yeah.
lyrics person necessarily, but the lead singer of this band, whose name is Rick McGuire, is probably my favorite singer. And like
Interesting.
what he does with his voice is the most interesting thing to me.
Wow.
Um, which might be a good place for you to tap in here a little bit and tell me what you think of that statement.
It's not like it's so not present for me. And I guess like I think this was very illuminating as like we're getting closer to like what is Kevin style and what is not. Like this is very far from the like I would just gravitate towards this thing. And a lot of it is the lyrics and the vocals are very low. I feel like I've heard the phrase like low in the mix. Like they're covered by everything else. You know what I mean? Like and it's funny like this was the first time in listening to some of the music you've mentioned a lot, like, oh, there's that one little hook or something. Like you go back to a lot of lyrics from Radiohead, from Frightened Rabbit, and like this was the first time that I had at least understood, oh, okay, I kind of see what you mean about some of these, where the other
Mhm.
ones it just didn't come to mind whatsoever. So maybe that kind of makes sense. Is like you like a little, just a little nugget of something. And
A
that's all you
moment.
need. That's all you need for your lyrics and vocals or whatever. And like the rest is just there as the dressing. And the, well, actually, sorry, the rest is there as the meat. And like those little nuggety vocally things are just kind of dressings for you. I don't know. It's just a thought.
I I love that. And I'm glad that you identified that because I wrote somewhere in my notes that I don't even know why I'm looking at them at this point. Um, there's so many moments on this album, like so many, and you're saying the word nuggets. I was thinking like just moments of like expression and moments of like, I don't know what, like, I don't actually know what that means in the narrative of the song,
Oh,
but
there's
I
no
love
narrative,
this
like
part.
nothing, man. Like literally, like
That's
I
not
listened to
true.
it. I'm like,
That's
this.
not true.
I'm sure you'll have like research answers, and you know. But I guess I wonder is like, how many times did you have to listen to it to get that out of it? Like, I've probably listened to this album maybe five, six times by this point, and like
Incredible.
nothing's coming out in terms of. And honestly, it really might be like if those vocals are low in the mix, like I kind of just tune them out. They're just therefore I'm not thinking about a story whatsoever. Um,
Well,
I'm really curious to dig into that more as we do more of these. Is like, what is it that gets me to think like, oh, okay, there is a story or there is something I'm getting from it. Um, I think also this musical style to me just there are like musical moments, of course, and like there's ups and downs, but it doesn't feel in the same ups and downs that I get from other types of music, I think. Like honestly, like if I kind of zoomed out to me, like personally, it sounds kind of sonically just like similar.
Mhm.
Of like, okay, all song, like each song is just kind of like, yeah, just going through a thing. Like, there's definitely moments, like, there are moments where I was like, okay, like that really hit, and like this and that. But overall, it's not like me personally, there's not as much of that tension to release that I'm actually like feeling like, oh, cool, like that was let go or something like that. Does it make sense?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
There's some, I will say, like, I really like, and honestly, I just put on a few as we were like, I was like cleaning up here and getting ready for this, and I was like, they're cool. They're good. Like it's good. It's definitely good stuff. There's some good songs, some great songs.
Wow.
But
Okay.
um it's just like I think overall, and we'll get into this more nitty gritty. Like my overall thoughts would be like it's just too sporadic and not consistent enough for me that like I think having no structure really stresses me out. To me,
We got to
so
dig
many
into
does.
this. What do you mean no structure?
I don't know. There's no like we remember last time we talked about like the like A B chorus, like chorus, pre-verse,
Like a
verse,
pop
verse,
song.
chor you know, like yeah, some sort of like kind of structure that there's none of fucking that in like any of these
Hmm.
songs. Where I think
Okay.
like that's just hard. And there's a few where like he'll at least say the same line again, and you're like, I'm like, nice, we got something. Like it because
Wait
it
a
does
minute.
just feel so. It's exactly what you had said about like you want to see one of the epiphanies I had during this is that you like to feel like you're in the room as they're creating it,
Yeah.
but I want to hear something that was created. You know what I mean? Like this
Hmm.
is very raw and very much like if you just like picture it, you're like, oh, these guys just got together and started playing music, and I'm listening to this live. Like it really feels like that in so many ways. I don't know. They just evoke that. And like obviously it's produced and like there are elements of that. But you really like, I remember walking to work listening to it one day and I was like, oh, okay, no, that's it. You have to just imagine you're at a concert and then it really fits. And you're just like, yeah, I'm watching these, like picturing them like bopping around, dancing. I was like, okay, this makes more sense to me now. Because it's not
There's
just like a, hey, we made this thing, here it is. It's, we're making some stuff, guys. Here it is.
I gotta roll up my sleeves because we gotta get into this.
Those are my thoughts.
My
Overall,
there's so many good things that I can go off of here. The first thing is I'm gonna say is that I'm actually really thrilled that that is what like you've identified that I like, where you're like, hey, basically you've defined rock and roll. You're like, oh, what you like about music is when people show up and then just like summon the thing and they're just like, kind of just going for it, right? Like
That's
they're
what,
building
like
the
you.
plane.
That's how you view like rock and roll.
I think that's a big part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I know that that technically would be jazz, but I just don't like the way jazz sounds. So I wish I could get into it more, but I don't. I can't. Um, for me, there's a rawness to rock and roll, and
Yeah.
part of that is definitely performance. It is, I need to hear the room. It is, I need to bring a couple people together and see what kind of thing they create when they just
Yeah.
all plug in their machines, right? Um, and I don't know, there's an aliveness to it that I find I can hear when it's not there. I
Mhm.
cannot, I've always had a hard time putting words to this, but I can tell you when that aliveness is not there, and that will shut down an album faster than anything for me.
But
Um,
okay, but you're saying like you've never felt that in listening to their music, essentially.
Pile.
Yeah.
There's one album that they unfortunately get into that a little bit, and it's mostly
Okay.
because the arrangements are done. It was, I think a lot of it was written in COVID times when it was mostly like a single person working on it.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell like this was something that was crafted by like people in separate places and then put together, right?
Wow.
And you can hear it. It's just like, oh, all right. Like, what's interesting is for that album, which came out in 24, is the one I don't like that much. I went to see them live that year, and when they played it live, it was incredible. It was incredible. I was
I
like,
remember you
I've
talking about
never
that show.
heard,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, these songs sound totally different and they're so good. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Huh.
Um, but yeah, that is. I'm glad you said that because I'm starting to kind of figure that out for myself. I
Yeah.
wrote a little, which I will share with you because I think it will go on this channel that doesn't exist yet. A little thing about the band Geese that I'm obsessed with. The
They're
reason that I
they're
like
blowing up. They did SNL.
I paused on Pile is my favorite band in the world because of them.
Yeah.
Um, and that was like what I was like realizing as I was writing it is like this is what is interesting to me, and I think this is also so cool that this could be popular. Like they're on SNL, like you just said.
And they have a
I
Tiny
hope
Desk. Did you? I listened to their Tiny Desk and I really liked it.
it's good. It's good. It
Very good.
was my least favorite of their live performances because it's all the quiet stuff, but that's okay. It was still really good.
But
Um,
but see,
Go
this
ahead.
is almost interesting that like, and of course, like you like other music. Like we kind of talked about this. I think, or kind of my posit was like you kind of have this core of music that like any of that style, you'll give a chance, you'll go through it. Like something has to really hit you if it's very much outside of that. So in my head,
Mhm.
I'm almost shocked because like this feels very separate from like the Rocco music that I generally know. And maybe that is just I'm still kind of putting on my like, late high school, collegey Rocco hat that like
I think
this
so.
is a very different style. So it's interesting, like I'm thinking back to Dispatch, which like, yeah, has some elements of this in certain aspects, but like it's definitely not this at all.
They're a
Um,
great live band, and I think they're a rock band for sure,
Live makes
but
sense, but like the
soft.
general is not this. You know what I mean? Like, and so with those types of songs, do you still enjoy them?
I haven't listened to Dispatch in probably like like 5 or 6 years. Like I haven't like really tried to like.
Like
I'm sure I've
seeked
heard a
out.
song or two. Yeah, I haven't seeked it out in like more than that, like 10 years.
So your
Um,
musical, your taste has just completely shifted in a lot of ways.
it has changed a lot. Yeah, it has changed a lot, and it's mostly towards more this type
Yeah.
and I'm going to call it dynamic music. And that is the other piece that I wanted to touch on was you said there's nothing like they're not returning to anything
Yeah.
really, right? There's no structure. This is part of the thing that I think is brilliant about them. And other than the drumming and the vocals is I think like bedrock to what like this band does is they just make like their songs are arrangements. They're rock songs, but they're arrangements. Like
Mm.
you could almost think of them like classical music, but with like guitars and drum, right? Where it's like it's not really you 2 minutes into a song, you don't have any idea where it's going to be in two
No,
more minutes.
no,
Like you
like the
just
whole
don't
time
know.
you're like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, which I love. Like
That's
that's
okay.
what makes it repeatable for me is like I can listen to this 100 times and in succession because I'll hear things in that third minute that I just didn't hear the first 40 times because your brain just can't latch on to like
Mm.
it's not anticipating anything. It's just listening, right? Um, and that interspersed with those little moments that I find like compelling is cool to me. Like that they can do both of those things is really cool to me. Um,
Wow,
so yeah,
we're learning.
it's they scratch like the perfect itch.
It's fascinating.
That's why it's we had to eventually do this band,
No, it makes
and
sense.
I
And I
remember
was
asking you.
I've even like in this month of knowing them have even gone through ups and downs. I think like the first time I listened to the album, I was like, okay, like, like definitely not my cup of tea, but like there were some things I remember liking. Then listens like 2 to 4 to 5 even. I was like, no, like it's just like I don't know, it just
Oh
wasn't.
God,
And then today I sat down again to do like my full notes and I wasn't the most into it, but then put it on again later today and I was like, no, like there's just like there's some things here. Like
there's some things here.
there's
What
some
which is
things here.
interesting because I told the story of how it took me 15 years to like this band, and maybe it does takes a while, unfortunately for them.
That yeah, that is a tough like it's interesting. Yeah. Anyhow, that's just an interesting thing. I think this was a cool exercise. There were moments where I'm like, oh, this is the end of the podcast. No,
You are kidding
no,
me.
I wouldn't do that. No, I really like this is a fun little project.
Yeah, but
And
I
you preempted this whole
at
album
some
for me.
point I am going to reveal to you the album that I was going to pick, and you're going to be like, "Thank you for just doing Pile."
So curious what it is. Okay. No, but it's good. Like there's some stuff. It's real good rock. Like I get that.
It
Like I
is.
really agree. And anyhow, all right, let's get into
And
this.
I wish they were more well known because honestly, it's bananas to me that like and I guess it's just because rock is not
Yeah.
popular until Geese revives it. Um, but it's just like bananas to me that people who like rock like don't talk more about this band.
Yeah.
Like even when I go on like my internet corners that, it's just like you don't see a lot about them and it just boggles my mind. Um,
Poor Pile. They're from Boston. I saw that.
they are from Boston.
All right.
Um,
Pull up the album list and let's get
Here
to
we
it.
go. We're back to the album art and the track list,
See, I
and
don't
we're
know
gonna
how this
talk.
is gonna look on the recording was my thought, but like whatever.
Why do you say that?
Well, because like my screen, I can change how big we are relative to the thing, but like, is it actually capturing my screen or is it? We'll find out. I never
We're gonna
watch
find
it,
out.
so
I have,
whatever.
and I think it just shows the screen and us on the side.
Okay, cool. Regardless of,
Which at this point in the conversation, we don't need to be in the center of the screen
no, we're
anymore.
not at all. Okay,
All right, we're gonna start track
Baby
one,
Boy.
Baby Boy. Real quick, was this a fast listen? 10
It
tracks.
it's a pretty quick album, which I did like. I did definitely note that. Like, it's not. I think it felt longer than Olivia Rodrigo
Jesus.
because I didn't like. I wasn't loving every minute of it, but it's pretty quick overall. You know what I mean? Like I sat down and
Yeah,
just did my notes, and I was like, okay, like it's a quick little album.
you can
Uh,
bang it out. Yeah,
yeah,
you
you can
can
bang
bang
it
it
out.
out.
Like 36
Um,
minutes, I think it is.
oh wow, I actually didn't even realize it was that short. It's good.
All right, so Baby Boy.
Baby Boy.
I think I like the song. It's a good song. That's some rock for you.
Oh my God, we need to work on your, I don't know, your note taking or
No, I
what.
do like it's a good little entry. It doesn't feel like I think nothing like felt structured even about this whole album that like but this does feel like a good starting song. Like it's a good opener.
It's a good opener. I agree. It is a propulsive song, and I think, defines really well, like, this is what this band does,
Mm,
right? Like this, and so it's in that way, it's a really good opener.
yeah, you're getting. You know what you're getting into. I get that. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I don't remember any little nuggets from this one.
You don't remember any nuggets? There's the
No.
best nugget is in this song. What about the vocal performance?
I don't like I can't I really like so I think I actually put this note here is like why it does feel like it takes me longer or like yeah, how many times would it take me to really like get to know this? Because I think because it doesn't have those like I latch more onto those kind of structural elements like a chorus, like a something that I can think more about. I'll tell you the things that have been sticking in my head in these past like days, but none of them out of Baby Boy.
No, no, maybe wait. This
No.
has the reason I prompt you with that is because there's yelly moments on this album, and
Yeah,
this is the
it is
first time
true.
we get the yelly moment where he's like he screams these baby teeth won't grow at the and that's like the climax of the song where there's like a minute left. And that to me is a great moment where it's like I running, like this is why it was my running song. Is like this is
So
like
this is the
your
running
like
one. Okay.
yeah, yeah, this is the running song. This was the one that got shown to me by the algorithm for the very
Mm,
first time. This
all
is
right, I was wrong.
the first song.
I was wrong about what I
What
thought.
was your guess?
My guess is track six. Bump a Grape.
Oh, I love that song. We're gonna talk about
I
it.
wrote this might be Rocco's song.
It is my song. I love that song. Um, there are a couple here that I'm not like in love with, and that is not on that list. It is a
Okay.
great song. I did write, and now that you're talking about this, I want to share it because I think it's like, oh,
Hmm.
I guess I hear it too. It's really hard to predict where the next beat is going to land, but it always hits hard. That's what I wrote. So yeah, I guess you're right, Kevin.
It's yeah, like it's just they're just making stuff for 36 minutes. Like I get it. It's really interesting. It is. It very much is. I respect it. Just wouldn't like when would you put I just can't imagine like me just putting this album on. Like actually no, sorry. Like as I was kind of cleaning up and just like doing kitchen stuff, it on in the background, I was like, okay, this isn't a way I could imagine this music existing in my life. But like I'm not just gonna like put this on when I'm in the car so I can like really listen to it necessarily. Because it
But
won't help
how
me
do
pass
you?
time.
I'm not even sure I understand what you use music for then.
Yeah, I
Like
don't know
what?
either.
Yeah. When do you put Olivia Rodrigo on? When do you put?
I would put that on in the car. See, it's actually interesting. Like, I have a tough time in the car if like music's on and like someone's there talking. I'm still listening to this. Like, I'm still trying to pay attention to the song because I'm like, I love these songs and I want to like get into these moments.
So then walk like doing dishes is a great time to listen to any album for you because
Yeah,
it's
I
just
guess
like I
that.
can get into it without having to
That's
talk to
true.
my dish.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so. I think I like
Yeah.
having to have some activity as part of it is kind of nice.
I mean, I agree with you. I think it's a great time. But I also will like while I work, I listen in the car, exercising, walking the dogs, like basically any time that I can have headphones in.
Yeah. I think I do want to be able to pay attention to the music. So anyhow, I don't know. We're not going to get into this too much. I'll think more on that. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, you don't know the answer.
My
It's
head doesn't
fine.
make sense in a lot of ways.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
So hard, track two. So hard. Oh,
Really love
you
Runaway.
didn't
Go ahead.
say
It's a good song. It is
it's
a
a good
good song.
song. I'm giving it one of two legendaries, and we can move on.
Whoa. I guess that I forgot. This is your running song. Like this is a big one. Okay.
Yeah,
Legendary.
it's
Wow.
phenomenal.
Runaway. I really like that hook element. Like that's
Run
one of the ones that's really
away.
stuck. Runaway. Like that's really been stuck in my head.
Is it mostly because you could hear him say it?
It might be. It might be that I like finally got some words out of this guy.
Because this is like
Um,
not compared to a lot of this album and compared to the last song, it's not that loud of a song.
no, and I think I kind of liked that. Like it was a little toned back. Um, but I did know that, but like I wanted it to go somewhere kind of with that, and I felt like it didn't
It
necessarily.
doesn't.
It doesn't
Mm-mm.
like go somewhere. I said
No.
I wrote like I wanted it to go somewhere. It just existed.
Yeah. This is not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
My feeling on this is there's a lot of good elements here and none of them come together completely.
Mm.
Which is, it is what it is. I do think I agree with you, the runaway refrain, and I think the guitar is really good. I think it sounds good, and a lot of these pieces are fun, but it's just like it never coalesces. And the other thing is, my I like to hear the room you're in.
Yeah.
I always think about this song is it sounds like it's in the other room. Like it sounds like it was recorded in the room over. I don't know
Oh, there
why.
was one I had put. There was one I had put the note on. I was like, "Did you guys forget how to use a microphone or something?" Like, I had like maybe that was this one. I was like, "What happened here, guys?"
There are moments of like odd production on this album, I will say
Hmm.
that, or like rough production. And I think this is one of them.
Okay.
So I
But
give
I
it a
give it a
good.
good song. I like
Yeah,
honestly, truly, a lot of these like I gave mostly goods because I was like,
I
they're
love
not
that.
bad. Like nothing is like, oh, I can't listen to this because there are just always interesting things at some point, like whether it's that little guitar riff or this or that. You're right. Like there's just it's interesting. It's very interesting. I guess that's a dynamicism, right? Like that's the dynamicness.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm really pleased with hearing that because I didn't expect you to come in and be like, dude, 6 out of 6, like 6 of these are legendary. Like it's my favorite. Like I didn't think that was gonna,
Right,
I
right.
knew it wasn't gonna happen, but I was a little concerned you were gonna be like, this is bad.
No, it's hard to like really go out of your music.
It is.
Hey, especially for me, I think I'm very much like, hey, I like the songs I like. Like, yeah, like some things will slowly start to creep in, but like to listen to a whole album of something you're not necessarily into.
Which
But
is why you're the perfect person for this exercise.
no, you too. I give you complete credit. Honestly, a lot of times during this, I was like, he listened to Olivia Rodrigo. Like, I gotta put in my time for this. Like, he
Olivia
did Olivia
Rodrigo,
Rodrigo.
I still think about that experience more so than the Lumineers
Yeah,
experience, because it was more challenging for me.
right,
So I think that is a good,
right,
yeah, it's good to have those like
exactly.
moments where you're like, I wouldn't have done this otherwise.
No, I know.
Um,
So, what
all
do you
right.
get? You give it a bad? Is it a
No,
bad
I
song?
give it a good.
Okay.
I don't. I'm going to tell you, I don't have any bad songs here.
No, I get that. I think that's
Yeah,
valid.
yeah,
All right, then we get the
it's good.
Browns. Not to be
Browns,
confused with the Jones.
which is funny. I do think for a long time, I would get them mixed up
Really? I actually
because
today, go ahead.
well, as somebody who's only listened to this 6 times, isn't it kind of hard to remember what song is what?
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. Like, because there's
Yeah,
no lyrics. You're not like, oh, he said,
yeah.
I actually wrote one of the times when I was like, oh, he finally said the words. Like, and like, I think I heard, what was it?
Oh, I don't know.
It might have been grunt like a pig. Does he say
He
grunt like
does.
a pig?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
it's
know what
track
he
four.
says.
Yeah, I said, hey, did I hear the title of the song?
He says bubblegum in bubblegum.
Oh,
He sends the Jones and the Jones. And he
that's
says
another one of
baby boy,
my,
obviously.
that's another one of my nuggets is the Jones. The Jones, the Jones, the
We're
Jones.
gonna get
Okay.
there.
Okay.
The Browns, not to be confused with the Jones. Track 3. Um,
Great. I said great musically. I think musically it's a good song. Great song.
but
But I think it's just not something I would seek out. And this is where I started like getting into this, just like, is this really just butting up against taste? Like this is not just it's just not something I would seek out,
yeah,
like
I think it
um
is. Yeah.
and then I wrote what's happening at the end here. Oh yeah, it gets kind of weird at the end. Is this one of the screamy ones? This is one of the screamy ones, wasn't it?
Um,
I
not
thought.
not like on Baby Boy.
Oh
Not
no, it's
really.
grunt like a pig. Grunt like a pig. I wrote why
Yeah,
is everyone so angry?
we'll get there.
Um
Yeah. Um,
But
so
it
the
does kind
Browns,
of get back to it at the end, I do recall. Like there's a minute
it
like with
does.
like a minute and a half or two left, I was kind of like, where are we going? Like,
I think I know what you're talking about. It gets kind of jazzy. Like it slows the hell
is that
down
what
and
it
it
is?
starts to sound like jazz percussion, where it's
Okay.
just like, and then they bring it back up. And that's again the dynamic arrangement,
Yeah.
right? Um, the thing that I think this is a great song, first of all. Not legendary, but great. And I think it similar to Baby Boy and a few others highlights what this band is like, what they do best. And again, I'm talking full discography, not just on Tripping. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you had to go and be like, what does this band do? This is one of them that I would tell you to listen to because there's a lot of like soft, loud, fast, slow, reflective, expressive, like a lot of just like, we're gonna keep shifting gears.
Juxtaposition. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just
Yeah.
like we're gonna see that over and over again on the good ones anyway, or the great ones.
This is the time I wrote, did four guys just get together in a room and hit record? Like,
Oh, really? You think it's kind of what's the word? Um, I can't think of what non-planned music is called.
oh yeah, what is that called? Not extemporaneous. Wait, no,
Jesus.
scat. No, what's it called?
No.
Live. No, that's not it. Ad-libbed.
No, it's what jazz is.
Isn't it
Oh my
ad-libbed?
God. This is so embarrassing.
Organic. I got nothing, Rocco.
It's not ad-libbed. No.
Play it by ear.
We'll come back to it. It'll hit.
Yeah, but it just has that sense of just like I think it helped. This honestly might have been the song like when I was walking to work that it kind of hit me where I was like, if you just picture like I truly like pictured them in a garage, like
Yeah.
looking at each other and like fe like seeing like, hey, I'm doing this little thing, and then he's like, oh, but that makes me think of this little thing, so then I'm gonna do like it
Yeah.
really just gives that sense for sure.
I love that. I think you're right.
Yeah.
We should see them live. Okay. Grunt like a
I
pig.
I think I would enjoy it potentially.
Let's go. That was my ultimate goal here.
I put OK song. I don't know if OK was one of them, but like OK is what I put.
For the Browns.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine. Okay is one of them. Yeah, it's
Okay,
bad,
that's what I thought.
okay, good,
Yeah,
great, slash
I
good.
didn't put any bads. Like nothing is just like I gotta skip this. Like,
I love it. This I'm eating it up.
oh,
Um,
maybe I. No, okay, go ahead.
Grunt like a pig. I
Ground
can't
like a
wait to
pig.
talk about Grunt like a pig. First of all, great, great name,
That is a pretty good name for.
right? And he says it apparently. I didn't know that.
This was one of like the first time I listened to it. I only started taking notes like after a few songs. The first note I wrote was, "Are you guys lost? Like, what
Lost.
happened?"
So they're like, "Oh, we played three songs and I'm
Like that's
starting to
it
get
just
it." And
comes
now,
maybe that's all and that's what I mean about like, even if you look at the album like there's no structure that you're like oh it makes sense that this came after that like and it's
well,
not
where should this song belong?
it
Is
doesn't make any sense none of it did um no I put in this one yeah the screaming is not for me like that one I'm just like it just doesn't
I agree with you. Um,
um
I agree with you on this one.
is you're better at this when I was listening to it today is the guitar riff repeated in this and in other songs. Do you
No,
know?
I don't
Like,
think
I
so.
think you would be. Okay, okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. I was just curious because I
No,
remember
this
like
is a
hearing the riff and being
really
like,
repetitive guitar riff. Like they
yeah.
basically play the same guitar
So it
riff
must have just
the
been
whole
like from
time.
the song itself that I was thinking of it. Okay.
I think this is one of the least dynamic songs, probably the least dynamic song.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's the least Pile song. This actually doesn't sound like from somebody who loves this band, this doesn't sound like this band. Um, and they haven't really made anything like it
Hmm.
since, I don't think. So in that respect, it's an interesting song. Like for that reason, it's kind of cool where you're like, because to me, what they're doing here is pure, like pure bare knuckle, like we want to beat the hell out of something in this song and we
Yeah.
just want to see what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really work totally for me though. It's too raw.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have those like, it doesn't have any cool moments other than, I guess they say grunt like a pig.
I gave it an okay.
So did I. We agree.
Oh, I do want to say I was just noticing it because I got a little sidetracked. Great album art, by the way. Like that's
So good.
I really like that. I don't know. I
Me
mean,
neither.
obviously it's like taken from a photo of a person, but like I really like it.
It looks like he's melting, right? And I always
Yeah,
thought
exactly.
dripping, melting, like he
Right.
looks
That's what
like
I was
he's,
kind of thinking. Yeah.
yeah,
But honestly, it just looks like they just all they did was take the photo and then add different textures to different part of his face. Like there's
you're
no
right.
when you actually like look at his face, it's not like he is
It's just
physically
an old
dripping.
man. Yeah.
It's just a guy. I don't know. I really like it. I really do like it though.
You know what? I don't think I've ever noticed that until right now, Kevin. I always in my head thought, oh yeah, he's melting a little bit, and he's not. He's
No, they
not.
just color his features differently.
I can't
I,
believe I learned something
after 15 years.
about
I love the
this.
expression, the glasses, the outfit. Yeah, it's a good album art.
It's great.
Anyhow,
Good stuff.
Grunt Like a Pig.
We both gave it okay,
Both okay.
and I think it belongs there. Um, Prom song. Let's go.
Um, I like this guitar, that riff, that like that guitar solo-y thing that happens like 3 to 4 minutes in is phenomenal.
Music
Like
to my ears.
that's that's what like that is, and it's so good that it's enough to get me to listen to that whole like because I think it's a longer one. I think it's a 5 minute song,
It's a long
but
one.
like even it's funny too because like that's so stuck in my head. Like right now I can just like hear that. I love it. And then you start to play the song and you're like, wait, is this the right song? Like was this?
Mhm.
Because you're right, it's so their ours are so different that it's not like yeah, it's not like it leads to anyway, that's really great. The note I did have is I wish it had like 10% more. Like I think it was just like after that guitar comes in there, I wish there was just like something else there, but I think it kind of goes down after that.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I can't believe how much you nailed this song. Like from the fact that it's long and you kind of get lost in it when you're first like you're like
Yeah,
where is the guitar solo? But like you know the guitar solo is
gotta be
coming.
here some
You know,
point.
right? To the point where you're like after that you're like this is amazing and then you're like wait, what? It just
Yeah, you
ends?
gotta do something
Like
else, guys. Yeah.
uh you're 100% right.
But that's some great music right there. That's just really great guitar.
That makes me very happy that you've said all those things because it's like you've purposed like that is what I think of that song.
Yeah.
And I think some other things about this song. I will tell you now, I think it's legendary.
Yeah, I gave it great. Like I didn't think like Legendary felt like a little much, but I gave it great. Like I think it's a deserved top song of
It
theirs.
is their top song. It is the song that always gets played live. Like you know how every band
Oh,
has a
okay.
song where you're like,
Okay,
you have to
sure.
play it?
Yeah,
This is there, you have to play it. And it's because of the guitar solo. It's incredible.
it's really good.
It's incredible. And they usually like 3 times I've seen them, they usually do something with the set during the guitar solo. Like one time there was like a disco ball, and then they've like, I don't know, they've got all these
That's
like
fun.
crazy things they do, and
I'll
he
also
like
look
gets
this
on
one
the
up
ground.
live. That'd be fun.
You should if
I'll
you
see if I can
haven't.
find some live. Yeah, I haven't.
It's really good stuff. This has a narrative, by the way. This is with the narrative song too. So
Go
that's
ahead.
why I think,
Tell me about it.
huh?
I don't, what's the narrative?
You can hear if you listen to the lyrics.
I guess it's just really, you really gotta dig for it. I will. Okay, at some point I'll dig for
I mean, it's effectively about like I read it as like the anxiety of prom
him. Okay.
and like feeling outside in. I don't know if he's at prom or I actually think he like the majority of the song happens afterwards.
Okay.
And so it is a little confusing, like narratively, what's going on there. But to me, it's like the reason I love this, other than the guitar solo, is this song still gives me anxiety about prom, anxiety about prom. Like
Hmm.
I'm 32 years old. I am married, and I'm still like, I get what that guitar is trying to say about
Oh, wow.
prom.
Okay. All right, I'll give that one a better listen then. Okay.
It's incredible. Track 6.
What do we got? What's it called? Son of a grape?
Son of a grape.
Bump of a grape. Bump of a grape. Um, this is where I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Nothing's hooking me in. It's hectic. I can definitely hear the room, and that's why I said this might be a Rocco song. Like it very much felt like okay, like I'm there with him.
Yeah,
I
I
give it a
agree.
good song.
I think this is one of the, other than Baby Boy, one of the early ones that like I really started to like.
Yeah.
Like was the most immediate, like, oh, I do like it was cut out for me. So I'm you picked up on that for sure. Like I,
What are your thoughts?
it has a lot of good moments in it, and I think that's the reason I like it. It has a lot of good like, and it's pretty quick. Like it does a lot of this building. It does what Prom Song does in like 2 less minutes, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, and there's some good lines in there. Like he will only dance to a dial tone. That's a great line. Like I don't
I
know
don't
what
know
that
how you're
means.
picking these lines out right. I mean, you've listened to it a lot, but like,
Yeah.
there's just so many lines that are not coming
This
out to me.
this song is about somebody who's like bored with themselves, I
Hmm.
think. And sometimes I can relate to that. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a great song.
Great song. Wow.
I
Okay.
give it a great.
Okay.
Not legendary.
Um, seven is what's it called?
Sun poisoning.
So- I don't have much on this one. There are some moments I like, but like that was it. Like there was just like nothing else kind of hooked me. I wasn't. I think this is like maybe I was like coming off the high of Prom Song and I was like get me some more like real like these hit and then I'm kind of getting exhausted by this point. I'm like, okay, no, this is just more of similar things.
This is a kind of a flat song, so I get it. It's
Yeah.
forgettable. Yeah. It does have a good, I think it has some cool vocal stuff. Like it has a yell, which I think is like well done. It has some like weird stuff at the end, the way he does his vocal delivery, but otherwise it's a little boring, honestly.
Yeah.
So I still think it's good though.
I
I
give
give
it
it a
an
good.
okay song.
It's fair. It's fair. Bubblegum, number 8.
I just wrote these guys do rock.
You're at this point tired of the
Yeah,
album.
that's I think it's like, but they're just like they're really like I think this is the part where I got to like okay, like this is rock, like this is rock and roll, like you really get
That's
it.
when you realized it, 8 songs in.
That's yeah. 'Cause honestly, that might be true because I think for a lot of the more like to me the experimental aspect is something I hadn't necessarily assigned to rock and roll. Like the more yeah, like experimental, sporadic. Like I'm still thinking of like popular rock stuff, which is my own fault. Um, like a Foo Fighters, where like, okay, cool, there's still some choruses, there's still this and that or whatever, Black Keys. Um, but this was the one where I was like, okay, like when you really just zoom out, like they're just like rocking on some instruments right now, like they're doing it.
They're doing it. This
Good
was
song.
we haven't given out Cowboy Song yet,
Oh, I
but
forgot
it's
about Cowboy
it's
Song.
time.
I did not do my homework. But it could make sense if I only comment on this is that these guys do rock. It's like, okay, this is Cowboy.
It has a cowboy thing to it. I just wrote the guitar feels lonelier on this song than the other ones, and that's the Cowboys.
That's fine.
I This is interesting. This was the standout for me from this exercise. Like
Oh, like
I've
coming
listened to
back
this.
to it like this. Wow, that's really
Yeah,
interesting.
this is the one that I didn't love before, and now I love.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
fun that you got something new here.
I got a new one where I'm like, now we got
Yeah.
to add that to the list. Um, I don't know. Again, it just has a lot of that. Like it's back to the like the dynamicism, the soft
Yeah.
loud. They're just doing a lot of the classic
Yeah.
stuff. But I never heard it before for some reason until this. I guess I think similar to you. I would often like listen to this album in like chunks. Like I would listen to like the first three,
Mm,
and then I would listen to these two. And I'd often just leave the last part of the album. If I don't have time, I like this is the part I'm gonna not listen to. And sometimes I'll just pick like one of these songs, and I would just often this run right here, 7, 8, 9, I would just often miss. And I think
interesting.
poor Bubblegum. I don't know. It
Or
doesn't it
bubblegum.
doesn't deserve it. This is good. Actually, it's great. I wrote it's great.
What did I give it? I gave it good song. Good song.
We're almost there. Steve's Mouth's number 9. It's a
I
bad,
honestly, if you
bad
had
song.
said to me like 15 minutes ago, like, hey, is there a song on this album called Steve's Mouth? I'd be like, no. Like, I don't
First
know
of
why
all,
that's
bad title. Bad title.
not good. You guys can do
If Grunt
better.
Like a Pig is like you can't then go, oh, five
No.
tracks later, Steve's Mouth. Like,
Steve's
come on.
Mouth.
This is the same rock band. Uh, I feel the same about the song itself. It's the only one that's almost a skip for me.
Hmm.
Almost.
This is where I got to. I said, is it too raw for me? It's definitely all over the place. And this is where I could see the Radiohead and Rocco-ness in it on this most recent listen. Um, but again, like there are some moments I like, right? There's always some
Same.
moments, but yeah, like I think the rawness was. I'd have to like listen back to it to
It
picture that rawness again, but
the production here is bad. And it actually sounds like So this is their third album. It sounds like it was from their demo tape before their
Mm,
first album, where it was
interesting.
literally just Rick, just like in a guitar or in his bedroom, just like it sounded like it was recorded on an 8 track or something.
Well,
And
I wonder,
I
like, do you know any lore or history of it in that sense? Like, could it have been?
this song,
Yeah.
no,
No.
not
Okay.
really. And I think it's late enough in their career that it wouldn't have been. I think they were
Yeah.
just trying to summon some of that old, like it's probably just him playing around and being like, I wrote songs like this, 6 years
Yeah.
ago or
Yeah.
whatever. I try it again.
Okay.
And I just don't think it lands when you try to do it with a full band. In like the context of this album. That being said, if you're gonna put it anywhere, I think this is where it belongs, second to last. Like, give us a break before we end
I
with
hear you.
not the Browns, but
It
the
does,
Joneses.
you're right. That's like a good point. Like your weakest song kind of has to be your second to last because like people are so close, they're like, okay, like I
Yeah,
can deal with this until I get to the end.
especially if the last one has a payoff, and I think it does.
I agree.
It's like it's good to put it here. So let's talk about the payoff. The
The
Jones,
Jones.
not the Browns.
The Jones, the Jones, the Jones. That's
I
what I
love
think
it.
of the three. Yeah, that's the third thing that's been in my head, like listening to
Yeah,
this album is
same.
Runaway, guitar solo, the Jones, the Jones, the
Bro,
Jones.
I can't believe So Hard made it into the list of things that stuck in your head. That's amazing. But I'm happy
Runaway.
for it.
I said, yeah, this one's fun. It's a great song. There's some more movement to it for me. Like it does like have a semblance of structure that I think helps me a lot. And like
It does a
it's
little bit.
going somewhere. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I said, has some semblance of structure finally.
Finally, at the end, track
Something.
10.
Um,
I I think it's fitting that it's the last song because I think, and I don't know if they did this on purpose, I think it takes pieces of the rest of the album,
oh, that's cool.
like the best pieces of what they do, and just says like, let's do it
I
all at
see.
once.
Okay. That's interesting.
Uh, so it is a great song. I actually didn't say it was legendary, mostly because I don't know if I can give three legendaries
Yeah,
out,
three's a lot.
and I think Prom Song and Baby Boy deserve it. I really
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
So I gave it a great. Also, I do think there's a narrative here too,
Okay.
similar to Prom Song. And the question that I think this song is asking, which I've been asking myself lately, so we could really get into something here. He literally asks at some point, he says, I should say, I've bought all these books, but they're better as insulation and wallpaper. Because if you want to better yourself, ask your neighbor.
Whoa.
I think about that line all the time.
Wow.
And
That's
lately I've been like,
really thinking
with,
about it.
I've been really thinking about it. And I'll tell you, like, this is going to sound crazy. We were talking a little bit about AI before we started, but we're reaching this point now where like people just turn to their computers and
Mm-hmm.
in this sense, turn to their books to like learn things all the time. And I think we are starting to like, is there a danger of like losing a little bit of what your neighbor knows? And I
Hmm.
know that's not the point of this song. Like the Jones is about keeping up with the Joneses.
The
And
Jones, the
like
Jones, the Jones. Yeah.
I, I think I think it was written as like fuck that, like don't listen to your neighbor, like read a book. But he
Hmm.
doesn't say that. He delivers the opposite message. And now it's like now I wonder, like it's a reflective song now for me because it's like I don't actually don't know what you mean. And now the world we live in, you might be right, even if you were saying it sarcastically.
Yeah, right. Because it was what, 15 years ago almost now that he wrote this.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I have a friend who like she'll say a lot like it's okay to wonder. Like
Yeah.
to
It's okay to wonder.
just push that need of like, oh, okay, I need to get to the answer now. Of like, I agree. I love getting other people's thoughts about it. Because like people are pretty reasonably commonsensically smart. Okay, sorry. I think we all that's okay. Okay, maybe a little too much.
Big deep breath.
I really did have to take a pause after I said that. But like there are a lot of people in my life that I really like. I think one of the reasons I actually do love them and hold them close is because like I would like trust the answer to the question I'm gonna ask them. Like I think
Yeah.
my mom is actually a very good example. Like
Oh.
I'll just like ask because like I think she just has a reasonable, like practical, rational way, like in in certain things of just like, hey, how would you fix this thing? She'd be like, oh well, I probably would do this and then that, and it's just like, oh yeah, like, and even sometimes she'll joke, she'll be like, you could have Googled that, Kevin. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the same, Mom. Like, I'm not doing that.
You're right. So again, we're probably not equipped to like really dive into this conversation, but I wonder like because I agree with you. Like my gut says it's not the same. And I would really love to investigate like why is it not the same?
Mm.
And in fact, take you know, a step further than that. Why is it actually better to ask your mom or to ask your friend or to ask a
Man, there's a lot of
colleague?
deep questions here from the Jones. Wow.
But I've been thinking about it a lot, man,
That's
because I'm
really
like,
cool.
I could just turn Claude on and be like, and I've been doing that. Like, I've been really kind of like trying to understand what I've been missing out on. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't believe how much we could just live in front of our computer and just like only learn things
Mm.
from these devices now. And I know I sound like I am 75, but I just feel like we have to be, that has to be, I have to believe that that is reductive somehow. I have to believe that.
Yeah. I wonder if a big part of it is that like there has to be some innate biological sense for human connection, right? Like that would just make sense. Max, don't do that.
Max, knock it off.
She stopped. Um,
She's a good cat, that's why.
she's fine. Right, like that, like I agree. Like I think objectively it is the same. I don't think you
Okay.
can, but I think it is just that like couldn't put words or a feeling or a sense to just human connection.
You're
That
right.
gives us
You can't assign a value to that, really.
that's the phrase I was looking for. Exactly. Like but there is there has to be that sort of like, I think it's part of the reason I like my dumb questions of like, you know, like how would you make this thing or do this thing? Like because I'm always fascinated by just the very idiosyncratic individual ways that people will approach a thing, think about a thing. Like that's the meaning of life.
I know that this is, again, an odd way to end this conversation. Um, we're both people that like studied science quite a bit. You much more than me,
Sure.
but it's not like we were English majors, right? Um,
No.
and I know that what I'm about to say is almost antithetical to like the way science works, but I think that we are in a phase of time now where any individual person could know information that no other single individual person knows. And when I say know, they can retrieve that information, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can do a search of any variety and you can find out things that no single person knows because it's now an
Right.
accumulation of a
Right.
bunch of research. And I know that that's like what science is about. But I am starting to feel a little bit like you can see a runaway version of this
100%.
where everybody who knows something doesn't actually know, like they're not the primary source. And we get to a point where it's like you can't ask the person who knows the thing anymore. Like we've
Mm.
just lost that. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but it's like driving me. I'm thinking about it too much.
That's
So,
really interesting. I'm glad you bring that up. One last little thought, and then I'm going to connect it back to this.
okay.
Last whole thought was you just mentioning that like really brought me back to like middle school when I remember that like primary sources were a big thing that you had to like get fucking primary sources
Yeah.
for our papers, and I remember just being so mad about it and being like, well, who get like, like I don't know, I just hate it because it was hard. Like I was like, nothing's a primary source, guys. Like I'm not talking to John Wilkes Booth. Like
To
how
be
am I
fair,
getting these?
when you're in second grade, that's a hard ask. You know what I mean?
Anyway, so I just brought that up, which is really funny that I truly in like decades have not thought about. Remember like that problem of just being like monkey about it. But to at least have some connection too to like, we definitely got off the rails here. But I think that's also what's interesting about this is like, we've known each other for so long, but I still feel like I'm figuring out a lot about you in learning like what it is you like about these songs. Like you think you know certain things. It's fascinating to me that we see and think about a lot of different things about this. We approach it very differently. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting. Like these types of things, I think I agree that I there is a pendulum swing that as all this other stuff takes off, that like these types of just like human thought ramblings are becoming interesting again. Those are my thoughts.
Which, I mean, remember when you emailed me, what's with the name of this domain?
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, what was it called? I forget.
Human terrain.
Nice.
Which, if I say it too often, is kind of lame, but like that's where my head was at that time.
That's cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so those are for bigger and better things. But overall, I'm glad that this is a great experiment. I think this is a good exercise.
I'm thrilled.
I'm gonna go back to some of these songs. I think I really want to. It's not hard to find the two songs that I'm gonna add to our growing playlist.
I can't wait to see them. I think I know what they are.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like it's. Um,
I'm sure about one. I'm not sure about the other, but I think I
sure,
know what they are.
sure.
But I'm thrilled with like the fact that A, you're saying I want to go back to some of these. B, I didn't think any of them were bad. It was challenged. Like basically everything that you've said, and it's even some of the like actually breaking down like this is what's cool about prom song. Like I'm just thrilled that you were like,
I'm glad,
yeah,
Rocco.
able to like I'm thrilled that I forced you to listen to this for a month.
No, this is good. It's good. And it's funny, like it's, like with things in life, I kind of push it off. I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna like it." And then you just do it and you're like, it's not that bad. Just do it. Just give just give time to things, guys. Like grow up.
You're gonna love the live experience. You're gonna
I'm
love it.
I'm excited about it. All
I
right.
love it.
That's it.